Hey there, hi there, and hello, my fellow entrepreneurs from around the world. I hope today finds you safe and well. So today I am talking about how you don't have to have lots of money or a large email list in order to launch your online course or program. You can actually do this with a small number of people. I know you're probably thinking, how small is too small? What's the go? So I'm going to be getting into a little bit of launch math, okay, for those of you who are interested, and just going to be talking about the reasons. Like, I think I've got three main reasons why launching with a small list can actually be a good thing, and we all have to start somewhere, right? And the process of launching actually can help grow your email list as well. So this is why starting sooner rather than later can be the thing that you need to do and can be really beneficial for you and your business. So just before I dive in to my three main points, I just want to quickly introduce myself to anybody who doesn't already know me. I'm Tiffany from Tiffany G Studios, and I am a client attraction specialist. I help coaches, consultants, and service providers to attract clients by launching their first online course or program. Now, when I talk about launching, I'm not talking about something that costs the earth and needs huge numbers of people, like on your email list, a huge audience, that kind of thing. I'm talking about creating an online event experience, something that is fun for you as the person who facilitates it, and then also fun for all of your attendees, or just like a really good experience for everyone. So then it leads into working with you in a really natural way. Okay, it doesn't require all the tech hurdles and all that kind of stuff. This is what I'm talking about. And basically I work with people over a period of 3 months in order to, we sit down and we come up with a plan that suits your personality and lifestyle. And then I step you through all of the steps to get everything set up. And then, I help you with templates and feedback along the way. And then basically I hold your hand as we leap into the next phase of your business, because once you start using this model, you can repeat it and you get, increased results, better results each time that you repeat it. And I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing this anyway. So that's what I do. If that is something that you want to know more about, then get in touch with me and you can get on the waiting list for my upcoming group program to help you run your launches, or you can just get in touch with me and find out more. All right, so now let's dive in, shall we? Our three. This one, I've been recording my videos in a batch, I apologize. Three reasons why launching with a small list is actually a good thing. Okay, so now let's answer the question that's probably burning on your mind: how small is too small? I've got 10 people, 5 of them are my family, can I launch yet? And maybe, but it might just be slightly too soon, right? So a good rule of thumb that I have been taught has been sort of looking at a number of around 300 people, okay? And you can definitely go about finding these 300 people in very organic ways, and it can just take a few weeks to build this up in terms of an email list if you are strategic and if you can handle being told no along the way, right? If you have can handle that, then growing a list wouldn't take too long, but for other people it can take longer, okay? So once you kind of hit that sort of rule of 300, then you're in a really good place in terms of numbers, okay? So if we look at some launch math, right? Sort of on average, 2% to 5% of people might actually purchase from you during a launch, okay? And then that number changes the more times you actually run it, the more people are familiar with you, the more they've run through it a couple of times, and then they're more likely to buy second, third launches of the same material, can actually net much bigger results. But let's look at things conservatively, all right? This is the first time you're running it maybe, so 2 to 5%, right? So 2% of your 300 people, that's 6 people. Now I know 6 people are like, oh, that's not enough. But what if you have like a big package, like a big group program where it's $3,000 to work with you? Suddenly that's $18,000, and that's not too bad for you know, a week of heavy intensive work, right? And then the time it takes for after that, right? But so yeah, we can be looking at those numbers, and it's not a bad place to start, because then the next time you run it, it will grow from there. But then what if you have an audience who, even though you have smaller numbers, right? I have seen people release with like 160 and still get really good numbers, right? Because the people in their audience are just really connected to them, okay? They've really got the right people, and the know, like, and trust factor is really high, that kind of thing, okay? So this is where I wanted to just point this out to you, that numbers aren't everything, okay? And you can absolutely do this, and you can still make money. Now, maybe look at a case of we get to the 5% of people opting in. So then we're looking at about 12 people. And then that 12 people with the 3,000, that's like $36,000. Or say you end up with people who want to work with you for 12 months, okay? Then like a 12-month client, well, yeah, that could be, you know, tens of thousands of dollars, or, you know, this is where we can get into some really good figures and numbers with just a small audience, right? I've seen, like I said, the person who launched with 160 people, I think she made, you know, somewhere in the realm of 73,000 or something like that, just from memory. I should have looked it up before I started this. Whoops. But yeah, just so you know, you don't have to have a big list in order to launch. And the actual launching itself does help grow the email list as well. One of the reasons for not to wait until you have your 1,000 people on your list or something is that it can become so much more personal by launching in a small group, okay? It feels personal. You have the ability to be more personal in your launch. You can actually reach out to people personally. Hey, what did you think? Or, you know, do you have any questions? That kind of stuff, and build those personal relationships. This is why this small group launch can actually work really well. And like I said, I've seen people where, you know, just because the 2 to 5%, that's like the pessimistic, but if you're planning, you've got to plan for sort of maybe to be not too overly optimistic, right? But then if you turn around, and I've seen people where they've converted 50% of people, 70%, 80% of people, in one niche market where she was a horse trainer, like she helped people who ran in horsing competitions and training horses. Yeah, she converted at something like 70, 80%, okay? And made quite a chunk of change out of that. It's been a few years since that story, so I don't remember the exact numbers, but I just remember that 70, 80%. And I'm sure it was like, I think she had, she had 50 people on her list or something. And yeah, went from there. So yeah, there's always just these stories of people who do really well, and that's where the small group can really, really work. Those stronger connections that you create through this launch experience or this online event experience, okay, those stronger connections that you create because people are in a small group, they feel noticed, they feel looked after, you've got the time to actually maybe learn about their business a bit more, things that you can't do when you've got the hundreds of people. Although when you've got the hundreds of people, you can actually hire people to help you create that personalized service as well. But the stronger connections then lead to more sales, right? The more people know, like, and trust you, the easier it is for them to want to purchase from you. And just having that small group, it can, even if people don't buy from you immediately, it can lead to them referring you to other people because of that strong relationship you've built. It can lead to a whole host of other opportunities as well from the people that you meet by doing this kind of live launch. This is part of why I sort of love this. And I don't know, it's interesting because I'm not really one for throwing parties at houses and things like that, but for some reason these online events, they just really appeal to me at the moment. And yeah, there's all these opportunities of the people you can meet, and the, like, you know, somebody might attend your launch and then they might offer, like, invite you to be on their podcast because they might have 1 million listeners, right? So that's a connection that you wouldn't have made if you hadn't have attended that, hadn't have thrown the launch, you hadn't have held that online event, okay? So let me recap. So like I said, You don't have to have a big list. That 300 number is kind of nice, but I've seen people launch with less and come out of it in a really strong position, okay? And yeah, like I said, I'm sure that she had 50 people on a list and I think 20 people signed up, or, oh, that's not the 80%. I can't remember. Oh, I should have run those numbers before I recorded this. Anyway, I will try and put them in the thing below, actually. So just knowing you don't have to have the big list, okay, means you can be more personal, and that being more personal leads to more sales. The other cool reason, actually, as I'm thinking about it now, is that you get to maybe kind of work out the kinks in front of a smaller audience, okay? And then you're ready to be like, okay, cool, now I'm ready for more people, that kind of thing. And there can actually be this sense of confidence that can come from that situation, okay? And again, like I said, these things build, and the more you repeat them, the more you'll have people who will see the first time and be like, oh, that's an interesting idea. And there'll be people who buy straight away, but then there'll be other people who'll be like, oh, not sure I'm ready for that. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. And then the next time you run it, they're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I'm absolutely in. Or I see the results the other people got. I definitely want to be part of that this time. Or do you know what I mean? So there's definitely reasons to maybe not hold off and actually get into doing a launch or this online event experience, this experience that I help people create, which is like fun and not stressful, and it might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but not hugely out of your comfort zone. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm Tiffany from Tiffany G Studios, and if you want to launch an online course or group program, get in touch with me and you can get on the waitlist for my upcoming group program. Thank you so much. That's it from me. Bye for now.